Hey guys, what's up? It's El and welcome to our planet. And today, before we get into anything, I'd like to say thank you to the Tugatog Filipino Music Festival for sending me this shirt and this really awesome box that you see right here, which also has a couple of other things inside. Thank you so much for sending this over to El's Planet. If you guys don't know what Tugatog Filipino Music Festival is, it's actually an online concert that you can stream yourself. Early bird tickets are already out, but you can also buy your tickets on the 8th of June, and the concert will be 10 days after on the 18th of June. If you guys don't know who's coming, 5 out of the 9 P-pop groups that will be there have actually been here on El's Planet through Idol Relay. BINI, ALAMAT, First One, Vision, and Press It Play. And along with them are BGYO, MNL48, who I love very much, as well as LITZ and P-pop Generation. And now, in case you're wondering why we started off with that, it's simply because today's episode is all about P-pop and what the Filipinos think about it. We wanted to make it similar to a street style interview by not telling the participants what the topic of this video was. We opened this through the community page of El's Planet, and then we sifted through the people who have sent in their entries. These people are from various parts of the Philippines as well as around the world. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hi, my name is Kiko Ramos, and I used to be a member of the boy band XLR8.
Hello, my name is Ashley, and I'm formerly from MNL48.
Hi everyone, this is Caleb Santos, and I'm a former member of the first P-pop boy group in the Philippines, XLR8.
Hey everyone, it's the resident number 7 here.
Hi, my name is Jenny.
Hi, my name is Fred.
Hello, my name is Lou.
Hi, I'm Tripical. You can call me CK.
Hello, my name is Charles Literal.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
Hello everyone, I'm Wilson Nongay Ercito.
Hi, I am AJ Cabase.
Hello, I'm PJ Sanchez.
Hi, I am Angge.
Mabuhay nalo, ako po si Beatrice Isabel.
What first comes to your mind when you hear the word P-pop?
SB19.
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 SB19, BGYO, BINI, and ALAMAT.
SB19 and Ben and Ben.
SB19, Ben and Ben, BGYO, BINI, dararara. Yun talaga kaagad ang lumalabas sa isipan mo kapag may nag-mention na word na P-pop.
Girl groups or boy groups?
For me, it's promising.
Masaya, new, fresh, life-changing, game-changing.
Catchy sounds kasi mapapaindak ka talaga sa mga galaw nila.
I think it's a little unusual, but it works somehow.
Pinoy pop, Philippine pop.
I would guess it would be proud.
Modernized OPM because it's like that Filipino flavor of music, but then something more modern.
How did you first find out about P-pop?
I would say if I were to have that first image of P-pop, it would be SB19.
I found out about it when SB19's dance practice was trending on Twitter. And I sort of had an idea because I used to be close friends with PHP's Yokito and Vision's C13, si Christian.
P-pop is literally everywhere, pero mas nakilala ko lang siya during Himig Handog P-pop lab song competition where MNL48 was also there. I'm a fan.
Around 2019, kasi sinesearch ko na may mga Tagalog or Filipino-based songs. And I was like, wow, they're really great. And ina-add ko sa mga playlist ko ng mga P-pop from then and even until now.
I may have heard of it a few years back, and I have seen some SB19 commercials. I think it's from Lazada, and I have heard a few songs.
Out of curiosity, I did some research and learned that P-pop actually exists. And there are some groups that existed even before SB19.
P-pop existed already way back. It's just that I don't really have any idea about it. I was scrolling through my social media and there's this music suggestion, Mapa by SB19, and I found out that they are the new batch of P-pop.
I don't really know. Siguro nangyari lang talaga na nalaman ko yung P-pop. But I still remember when I was in elementary, our MAPI teacher, pinapagawa niya kami ng review sa mga napapanahong kanta ng Pilipinas.
Sa TV, tapos ngayon, naririnig ko na siya or nababasa sa YouTube at saka Twitter. Tapos dahil mahilig kami ng mga friends ko sa K-pop, so naturally, napag-uusapan na rin namin yung P-pop from time to time.
Panood ko siya sa isang reality show and sinearch ko agad kasi I found it interesting naman. I'm a fan of P-pop now.
I love watching reactors reacting to a video, and isa nga sa mga nire-react nila is yung P-pop, and doon ko po nalaman na meron palang ganun dito sa ating bansa.
I'm an SB19 fan and I've been following their journey ever since. It would have to be the Go Up dance practice video posted in September 2. I was surprised that we have those kind of talents here in the Philippines, and Pinoy pride talaga.
I found out about P-pop when I was playing Audition Dance Battle. Mostly featured Korean songs, but then they patched it up and added Filipino songs, and the group featured was Pop Girls.
I first heard about P-pop through my management because they started the new wave of P-pop.
I found out about P-pop when I was auditioning for Viva. So I was the first member who actually got into XLR8, and everything just followed. Gained new members, rehearsed. Yeah.
What are your honest opinions about P-pop? Are there any points that you think they can improve on?
I think P-pop is doing great. It's like a new iPhone that's released to the rest of the world, and because it's brand new, people are excited about it, but then there's still bugs and fixes on this side once you purchase it. I just think that they need to globalize a little bit more, but the industry is doing a great job and we're headed the right direction.
Talent-wise, I don't have any problem kasi they trained for it, so I'm very sure that they're good at it as well. My only concern, kunyari ako, I'm gonna tell people na I'm a fan of P-pop and this certain group. Hopefully, it's not gonna be associated with K-pop anymore because P-pop as a whole is still heavily influenced by K-pop. I just want it to be known as P-pop. Sana will reach that point in the future.
Actually, natutuwa ako sa P-pop kasi lumilevel na sila internationally in terms of quality and performance. Pero siguro in terms of improvement, meron kasi mga girl groups or boy groups pa rin na in terms of sabihin natin MV quality, ganun. Kasi iba pa rin ang standard na sinet ng K-pop, let's not deny.
May mga groups na hindi sila consistent sa mga content, sa mga music, at parang may ibang music genres na they're up in the streams of the radio and all of our platforms. Parang inisip ko na kailangan more press outside of YouTube and even internationally.
I don't really know much about it, to be completely honest. Mainly because I don't listen to much P-pop and it's still relatively new, so I guess maybe that's why it's underrepresented unlike other genres in the mainstream media.
The authorities could give more attention, maybe provide some budget for it. Then I believe with this, the P-pop industry would scream louder than it did or it is doing.
It doesn't have its own identity. We always colorate it with K-pop in terms of aesthetic, music, outfits, etc. So, in between siya with flavor of K-pop na imbes na P-pop lang siya. The mainstream media, when they hear this P-pop, they always have this idea that comes into their mind na, oh, it's a Filipino K-pop music.
If there's something that needs to improve, yun na yung the way natin na pinapalaga ng ating sariling musika. We tend to value music from other countries even more than our own music. Dapat pinapalagan talaga ang sariling atin. In this way, P-pop will not only be recognized, but also will be loved by millions of people.
I think they are not as cliche as I thought it would be pagdating na rin sa mga content performance. I think kasi yung P-pop ngayon, it's on the way of improving and like growing pa.
Music video concept and editing skills. For me, medyo nakukulangan ako doon.
More exposure sa lahat ng TV shows. Kahit saan, yung mga P-pop group, focus sila sa kanilang grupo kung ano yung layunin nila for them to achieve their goal.
Mabilis ang training. You can see marami nang lumalabas sa mga P-pop groups ngayon at minsan minamadali ang kanilang training. Ilang buwan lang, nagde-debut ka agad. Sana mas mag-train pa sila to be better, to show their talents, not just in the Philippines, but the whole world.
I'm very happy. I'm amazed on gaano ang itinakbo ng P-pop from our era papunta sa ngayon. Kasi I'm really proud of what happened to P-pop.
I think nawala pa tayong identity. Kulang pa sa distinguishing factor na parang pag narinig natin yung music na yun, alam natin na P-pop, wala pa tayong ganun. Minsan, pwedeng madala sa language, but at the same time, not all P-pop groups perform in Filipino. Mahirap i-distinguish or alamin na P-pop yung pinapakinggan mo.
For the talents to train harder, be more disciplined, listen to each other. I mean, you're a group, so every member has a say, every member is important, and every member has a role to play. That's why they are in that group. Keep training. Every day is practice. Practice makes perfect, yeah?
While SB19 is steadily gaining recognition abroad, in the Philippines, P-pop as a whole is still a niche genre. In your honest opinion, what do you think would make Filipinos love and appreciate P-pop even more?
As long as the industry leaders continue doing what they're doing right now, that's great. Maybe they just need to tone down on coming up with an identity and that genre of P-pop. But personally, as long as they win the global audience's hearts, they're going to do great in winning the Filipino people's hearts. Because, you know, Filipinos, I know that they have great taste in music. They love global music. If you come up with global music as artists, you would be appreciated by fellow Filipinos.
Based on my observation, the Korean government, they're funding the K-pop industry kasi diba, people actually go there because of K-pop. And for me, if we apply that as well, if Philippine government would also support our music industry financially, not just in P-pop, eventually, manonormalize siya. So it's one way of helping these P-pop idols who reach audience outside of their fandoms.
P-pop girl groups and boy groups are actually getting more recognition kasi siguro gawa na rin ng pandemic and mas lalo silang nakikilala ng fans online. Feeling ko kulang lang talaga sa exposure pa kasi mas nagiging accepting na yung Filipinos in terms of different genres, in terms of different nationalities ng mga girl groups and boy groups nowadays. Hindi lang sa K-pop nagpo-focus. So, ayun lang, proper exposure.
They should get more exposure, I guess, and media representation. They should probably hire a publicist to write about them and what they're all about, host several events that would promote P-pop, I guess.
I think the listener should start appreciating the message that the music radiates, the lesson that it gives, and this way they would be able to appreciate the music or P-pop.
As a whole, I think Filipinos would appreciate and love P-pop even more if they put or showcase more about our culture and put our own identity in their music.
Ang P-pop ay parte na ng ating kultura at responsibilidad nating mga Pilipino ang pangalagaan at pagyamanin nito. Simbolo ito ng ating pagka-Pilipino. Our culture is colorful and unique. It makes us stand out from the rest of the world. This sounds cliche, but I just want to say that if you don't follow P-pop that much, please listen to one Filipino song a day, recommend it to your friends, and that way they will also love P-pop even more.
More Filipinos would love P-pop, especially siguro pag they can like win awards, lalo na internationally, the validation from other country. Talagang kailangan yun. Parang maririnig yan ng mga Filipino and they will be more interested. At as din yung tingin nila sa P-pop.
Just embrace your culture and dalihin mo siya wherever you go kasi yun yung mag-aangat sa iyo eh.
Bilang Pilipino ay susuportahan po natin sila through sharing their videos sa social media natin kahit sa ganong paraan. Sama-sama tayo bilang Pilipino.
I think the way for Filipinos to love P-pop even more would have to be proper appearances on TV shows and radio guestings. As we can see, they have those kinds of appearances pero very minimal at pag nagkaroon sila ng mas maraming appearances, Filipinos will start to love and appreciate them. And if Filipinos would have an open mind sa diversity at sa talent ng mga P-pop and not to compare them to other countries, magkakaroon ng love and appreciation from the Filipino people and that will start the P-pop revolution that we all want.
Better production? Pag maglalabas kayo ng stuff, gastusan nyo na. I'm not saying that the more you spend, the better it is. It's just that, better planning, better overall vision when doing these music videos, kung ano man yung nilalabas ng isang group. Siguro, I think, better if we have programs na will feature P-pop groups kasi so far yung mga shows ngayon will only feature P-pop groups if they're famous enough. Yun yung mahirap doon. Pero if we can have like some kind of variety show where we can have these P-pop groups showcase not just their skills in singing and dancing because we know they have those. It's just that more on their personality wherein it's broadcasted to a more larger audience. That would be great.
I guess the only word I can think of right now is to accept P-pop because P-pop is here to stay and it's basically more on the side of the company who is handling the groups. I think they just need to learn how to handle groups better also.
What we need is the support of the Filipino audience. Lalo na that we are starting a new movement. Ma-appreciate more siguro kung may apply nila yung lyrics to their own personal lives and how it reaches through the hearts of the Filipino community.